Yo, yo, yo. Today we have a bit of a segment, something I like to call superhero therapy. A lot of people might think it's a lost art form or a lost tool, but I think therapy is extremely important for human beings, mortals, super beings, doesn't matter what you are. Let's ask the superheroes directly the questions that we want to know. And that's who I am. I'm your gateway, the therapist. So currently who I have waiting is Scott Summers, aka Cyclops. Hey Scott, I had to walk out for a bit, but I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate you for coming to this therapy session. Are you ready for some more questions?
Yeah, go ahead. I guess I'm ready.
And you're okay if I write all of this down, correct?
Yeah, sure, right away. Not like I've got much choice, do I?
Okay, so let's start off light. How's your mental?
Honestly, it's been better. I'm constantly dealing with the weight of responsibility, the fear of never being enough, the worry about the safety of my team. It's exhausting.
Understandable. Being such a prominent role in your team could be a lot of pressure, so I can understand where you come from.
It is a lot of pressure. I'm always worried that I'm not making the right decisions, that my plans won't work, that I'll fail the people who depend on me. It's a constant battle to maintain focus and clarity amidst all the chaos.
Moving on to the next question. What is the hardest part of being an X-Men?
The hardest part is the sacrifices. We're constantly putting ourselves in danger, fighting for mutant kind's survival and risking our lives. It's a never-ending battle, and it takes a toll on us physically and emotionally.
The next question I have is, so who is the leader of the X-Men?
I've been the leader of the X-Men for a long time now. It's a role I take seriously, and I do my best to guide and protect the team.
Now, are you aware that a lot of the world thinks that Wolverine is the leader of the X-Men?
I know a lot of people think Wolverine should be the leader, just because of his reputation and his skills, but I've been doing this for a while now. I've earned my place as the leader. It gets frustrating when people look at him and underestimate everything I do.
Okay. Interesting. Now here's a more tough question. Who would win in a fight between the X-Men and the Avengers?
X-Men, no doubt. We're a tight-knit team. We know each other's strengths and weaknesses. We fought together for a long time, and we've got some pretty powerful mutant abilities on our side. I'd put my money on us.
Now, in this fight, who would you go against?
Iron Man, Tony Stark. He's a brilliant tactician, and that
Okay.
suit of his is pretty tough. I'd want to test my skills against him, see if I can outmaneuver him and get him out of that suit.
I have to go. A lot more super beings to speak to. Thank you so much, Scott Summers. Until next time. Anyways, we're about to move on to our next guest. Our next guest is one of the strongest in Marvel history. It's no other than Wanda Maximoff. Hey Wanda, I'm just stepping in. It's your therapist. I was hired here by the Avengers to do a quick evaluation.
Sure, I suppose. I'm as ready as ever.
Let's not start light. What exactly happened at Westview?
It's complicated, but simply put, I lost control of my power, and people suffered because of it.
In the film Multiverse of Madness, I would like to know, how does one answer for the massacre that was displayed while in pursuit of America Chavez?
I was under the Darkhold's influence. I did a lot of things I regret. That was one of them.
Very respectful, very respectful. Now, in the film Infinity War, do you think given the opportunity you could have defeated him?
I damn near killed him, if I hadn't been interrupted by one of his goons. So yes, I think I could quite easily.
The world would like to know, including me, who do you think would win in a battle between you and the mutant Jean Grey?
Me, easily. I'd kill her before she even knew what hit her. She is powerful, I won't deny that. But me, I'm the Scarlet Witch. In the multiverse, there is nothing more powerful than I.
Now, if you and Jean Grey teamed up to fight the heroes Batman and Superman, who would win that fight?
Seriously, Superman and Batman? I'd wipe the floor with them in minutes. Superman is powerful, sure, but he isn't invincible. He's susceptible to kryptonite, so I'd blast him with that, and he'd be easy to take down. As for Batman, he isn't anything without all his fancy gadgets and plans. I'd easily outmaneuver and disarm him.
Damn. Thank you so much for these questions. That's all we have for today. It means the world that you've given us this time. Hey man, I ain't like the way Wanda was talking to me. I was nervous. I was in there sweating. All right, but I'm out of there, you know? We're gonna keep things professional because the next guest is New York's one and only Spider-Man. It's Miles Morales. We got a lot of questions, you know? We got a lot of questions. Hey, Miles, I'm just stepping in. I just want to let you know that I will be your therapist and we'll be having a therapy session today. I'm just going to be asking you a couple questions. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. Ask away.
In your opinion, what's the hardest part about being Spider-Man?
I'd say the hardest part is, well, the fact that there's hardly any time to just chill and be a normal person. I'm always busy and worrying about stopping a crime or someone getting hurt.
Now, what do you think is the best part about being Spider-Man?
The best part of being Spider-Man is helping others, saving people, seeing them safe and alive because of me. It's a damn good feeling, if I'm being completely honest.
No bias, of course, but Miles, who is your favorite superhero?
Well, obviously me, because I'm the best. But if I can't pick myself, I'd say probably Captain America. Big shield, classic costume.
I bet. So what anime character do you think you relate to the most?
Anime, huh? Oh, this is a tough one.
Probably Goku.
A bit silly, has a good heart, always trying his best.
I love that answer. I think Goku is amazing, so it makes sense. I have 2 more questions for you. They're a bit random. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Bring it on, Doc.
Closing the book for this one. When is the next Spider-Verse movie happening?
Oh, trust me, I've been waiting for the next Spider-Verse movie, just like everyone else. But if I'm being honest, I have no clue when it'll be coming out. I'm excited for it though.
Now, I have one last question. If you could send a message to your voice actor, Shameik Moore, what would you say to him?
Damn, that's a good question. I would probably just want to tell him that I really appreciate him. And that, honestly, he's the voice I hear in my head when I'm patrolling, making sure the city's safe. He's a huge part of how I picture Spider-Man.
Thank you so much. That's all the questions we have for today. Okay, so we have 2 more guests, and then we'll be done with today's superhero therapy. The next guest is Captain America, aka Steve Rogers. Okay. Hello, Steve. It's your therapist. I'm just going to be asking you a couple questions for today. We are going to be starting the therapy session right now. Okay, so let's get straight into it. So why did you and Bucky jump Iron Man?
Iron Man was determined to capture Bucky. I knew Bucky wasn't a guilty man, but he wouldn't believe me.
Understandable. Now, if it was just Iron Man and Bucky to get into that fight, who do you think would have won?
Depends. Without the suit or with? Steve asks, arching an eyebrow.
Let's say he has the suit on.
He'll have speed and firepower on his side, no question. But in the right environment, Bucky's fast enough to get to him. Plus, his metal arm is strong enough to tear that armor apart.
And you're not biased.
You really think I'd bet against Bucky? Never.
Hey, my fault, Cap, my fault. Who is personally your favorite Avenger?
My favorite, probably Hawkeye. He's not super flashy, but he's a family man, and he's a damn good archer. Plus, he's got a wicked sense of humor sometimes.
Now, who would you consider the leader of the Avengers?
Probably Tony. Not that I agree with a lot of his methods, but he's the one that pulled us together in the first place. As much as I dislike Iron Man, I'd have to say he's definitely a leader when it comes to the team as a whole.
Very respectable response. My next question is, who do you personally think is the weakest Avenger?
I don't know if weak is the right word, but I'd say Scarlet Witch.
Huh? What's this?
Wanda. Black Bolt could destroy you with one whisper from his mouth.
What mouth?
She's a good fighter, but sometimes I think she's too nice, too gentle. She needs to be more firm, more assertive, especially with her powers.
All right. Who would win in a fight between you and Batman?
I'm fast, and I've got strength on my side, but he's got a hell of a lot more weapons up his sleeve, and he's a lot cleverer than he looks.
Now lastly, if your team, the Avengers, got into a fight with X-Men, who would win?
I don't doubt that they've got lots of powerful people in their group, but we're not so bad ourselves, you know? Plus, I have a feeling Jean Grey's abilities wouldn't work on a super soldier.
What?
Okay. In this fight, who would you directly go after?
Cyclops. He's got a good leadership position in that team. a good moral compass. Plus, I have a feeling you take him out, the others would be less likely to fight. He's their rock. And without him, they'd be more vulnerable.
Well, that's it. Those are all the questions I have. Thank you so much for stopping by. I will see you next time, okay? The last person we have on the list is a different type of superhero. And I don't believe this person has ever gotten therapy in the history of therapy being created. So, our last guest, Son Goku. Yo, Goku, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing great. So today we're actually here for a therapy session. Let's get straight to the point. Why didn't you ever use the Dragon Balls to wish back your brother Raditz?
I was still young when I fought Raditz. I didn't fully understand death at the time. And Raditz, he wasn't exactly a good person. He was evil and a terrible person.
But you could agree that Vegeta, Frieza, they were evil people when you first met them. But both of them have been restored by Dragon Balls. So why not your brother?
I understand what you're trying to point out. But I think there's a difference between someone who can change and someone who doesn't want to. Vegeta and Frieza have changed for the better. Vegeta has a family now. As for Frieza, I can't say he's entirely gone good yet.
Yeah, well, Raditz has a family too. It's you. Why haven't you brought him back?
It's complicated. I don't want him back, all right?
Okay, we're gonna move on to the next question. Okay, so do you think you could beat Superman in the fight?
Oh, most definitely. I've beaten gods and aliens. Beating Superman would be easy.
Understandable. How would you do it?
Well, I'd speed blitz him without him even noticing. I'm faster than he'll ever be. And with Ki, I can easily overpower him and beat him.
The next question. Who do you think is the strongest person in the Z Fighters?
As I said before, I would say Vegeta. He's caught up to me in terms of power, and I'm sure he'll surpass me sooner or later.
Now, who do you think is the weakest of the Z Fighters?
Definitely Yamcha. Even though he's a good friend of mine, he's also the weakest of us all.
So, why did you give Cell that Senzu bean?
I made a mistake with that. I thought Gohan could handle him, and I wanted to see how strong my son was. I underestimated how much of a threat Cell was, and it was a foolish mistake on my part.
It's a very mature thing for you to say, Goku. So, at this point, do you believe that you're stronger than Jiren?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I've been training a lot, and I've reached new levels of power with Ultra Instinct. I can easily take on Jiren at this point.
Have you ever faced doubt or depression, Goku?
There's been times when I've felt those things. I remember feeling a lot of doubt and sadness after I lost to Cell. And after I lost to Frieza, that loss still bothers me sometimes.
What advice would you give to people trying to overcome doubt and depression?
The best advice I can give is to never give up. Doubt and depression can be difficult things to deal with, but it's important to remember that you have the strength to overcome it. Don't be afraid to reach out to others for help. And don't be too hard on yourself. Take things one step at a time and focus on moving forward. You're stronger than you think you are.
Thank you so much. Those are very wise words. Do you have a favorite superhero?
If I had to pick one, I'd say Superman. I like how he stands for truth and justice, and how he always puts others before himself. Plus, he's got some crazy powers.
Unbiased, of course. Who would be your favorite anime character?
Oh, that's a tough one. I have a few favorites, but if I had to pick just one, I'd say it would be Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star. He's so strong and badass.
If you were in a three-way fight between Naruto Uzumaki and Monkey D. Luffy, who would come out on top?
All three of them are incredibly powerful and skilled fighters. But if I were to choose one, I think I'd have to say Luffy.
Interesting, interesting. Okay. And who do you think is stronger between Krillin and Tien?
Well, that's a tough call. Krillin is definitely strong, but Tien, he's on another level. I'd say Tien is stronger at this point, no doubt about it.
You and Vegeta versus all of Marvel. Who wins?
Vegeta and I would definitely stand a good chance. We've faced some tough opponents before, but taking on all of Marvel, that's a big challenge. But with our combined power, training, and experience, I think we could come out on top.
Same question, but you and Vegeta versus all of DC. Who wins?
There are some incredibly powerful heroes in that universe. But with both me and Vegeta fighting together, we could hold our own and possibly come out victorious. I think Vegeta and I have got this one in the bag. I mean, we've fought gods and aliens before, so taking on all of DC shouldn't be too much trouble.
Last question. Do you think your power rivals Beerus the Destroyer?
I'm definitely getting there. Beerus is incredibly powerful, and he has years of experience on me. But I've been training really hard, and I've reached new levels of power with Ultra Instinct. I'm sure my power will rival Beerus's eventually.
Thank you again for the honest answers. This was a great therapy session. Wow, wow, wow. I think that's our wrap up for today's superhero therapy. We have more therapy sessions in the future. Superhero is just the beginning. Be on the lookout for those. Until next time, it's your boy, it's your therapist with the most. Peace.